Hello there, Katarn here, and it is Wednesday, my dudes. Let's do the comics. First up, we have Star Wars issue 54 by Kieran Gillen and Salvador Larroca. This issue was awesome, as the battle rages outside. Leia, Draven, and a team of rebel commandos sneak aboard Vader's flagship, the Executor, hoping to secure Trios' codes to restart their cruisers, all while being hunted by Lord Vader himself. Seeing Han Solo climb into an X-Wing was pretty great, and Chewie had me cracking up. He was complaining that he couldn't join him in the battle because he was physically too large for an X-Wing cockpit. They managed to get their hands on the codes, but while they're making their escape, they realize there's only one TIE fighter in the hand. General Draven insists that Leia takes it, as she's the most important character in the mission. It was a real treat getting to hear General Draven talk about Jyn Erso and how he regrets the part he had to play in not supporting her plan during the events of Rogue One. Staying behind to hold Vader off while Leia makes her escape, Draven goes out like a true rebel hero, in a sequence very reminiscent of the hallway scene from the end of Rogue One. Now, as much as I like this hero's ending, it's kind of a major contradiction in the official canon timeline. So, according to the reference book Rebel Files, General Draven is known to have sent out a series of messages after the Battle of Hoth, and even one during the Battle of Endor. However, this comic is placing his death within a year of the Battle of Yavin. So which is it, huh? Make up your mind, Star Wars. So Vader breaks through the rebel lines and manages to make his way over to Leia's TIE, right as she escapes, flies to freedom through the hangar. I really enjoyed the sequence of Leia flying the TIE. Leia is a solid pilot, and we don't really get opportunities to see that very much, so I appreciated this. Leia almost gets blasted out of the sky by Luke and Han and their X-Wings. She's not able to communicate with them because in the TIE fighters, the comms are integrated into the pilot's helmets rather than actually into the dashboard itself. I thought that was a nice detail. Leia opens fire on another TIE fighter and blows it up, sending the message to Luke and Han that she's on their side. And it was a nice little moment of foreshadowing for Luke and Leia's connection, both through the Force and as Skywalkers. Leia manages to bring the codes to Admiral Akbar's cruiser, and the ship's able to power up and jumps to hyperspace. Luke and Leia argue with Jan Dodonna about going back and saving all of the allies that are still trapped on Makotan base, and the issue ends with rebels preparing for all-out war. Looks like we have one more issue left in this arc, and you can stay tuned for that in about 2 weeks. This story has really been great. Overall, I have no major issues with the artwork, and I think that this was a high note for Salvador Larroca to end it with. For those of you who don't know, Star Wars 54 was Salvador Larroca's final issue as the main artist. The spot is being filled by Angel Unzueta, who just finished being the main artist for the Poe Dameron series. We should be seeing his art style starting with Star Wars 55. Looking forward to the change. Alrighty, and next up we have the final issue of Lando, Double or Nothing by Rodney Barnes and Paolo Villanelli. Lando's constant inner monologuing continues as he fights alongside the Protrusions in a battle for their freedom. I thought it was really cool to get to see TIE Brutes again, the new class of TIE fighter from Solo. I've been really enjoying these small additions to the canon. In a twist, the Protrusion slaves reveal that they have reprogrammed all of the droids in the factory to rise up and help them fight against the Imperials, turning the tides of the battle. Among the army of droids, we got to see some battle droids, super battle droids, an Imperial-style protocol droid like AP5. That was a nice little nod. Lando and L3 make their way back to the Falcon, only to find it taken over by stormtroopers. Vowing to get his ship back, Lando and L3 leave with the Protrusions aboard a stolen Imperial shuttle. They learn that the Falcon has been impounded by the Empire on the planet Vandor, which, if you've seen Solo, should sound familiar. That's the planet where we first meet Lando playing cards. It's also where the train heist goes down. The series ends with Lando taking his spot at the sabacc table, where Han, Chewie, and Kira are going to run into him very soon. So this issue also had some continuity errors in it, this time placing itself at odds with Tales from Vandor, as well as the Solo official guide. So check it out. Both of these sources say that the Falcon was impounded on Vandor when Lando used the wrong fake ID when he landed, and the ship was impounded by a bunch of angry debtors and loan sharks. This directly contradicts the comic, which says that the Empire impounded the ship after confiscating it on Protrusion. Tales from Vandor and the official guide to Solo both say that Lando arrived on Vandor directly from a smuggling job he pulled on Felucia, and also that the impound lot itself is owned by a guy named Trix, the same guy who runs the cantina. The comic suggests that the Empire owns the lot, so it's like, what's going on here? Is Rodney Barnes just making stuff up, or is the story group not paying attention? I'm looking at you, Pablo. Continuity issues aside, we did get some great stories with solid artwork this week, and I'm looking forward to whatever we get next. That's it for the comics this week. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out the rest of the channel for more content, reactions, and reviews. Leave me a comment if you have a question or something to say, and as always, may the Force be with you.